Came in a little bit full house today. Uh, L7, Sun God, Dr. Vinci, Christopher Gooding. Smell good. You know, we couldn't get into it yesterday because we was already in full swing of another topic. But as soon as you touch down, you need to let us know. You need to let us know about that P-Funk. Jah God, Wise You, Universal 7. Got the 7 gang is deep in here already. Divine Truth. Hold on, I got something I gotta try here. But does anybody have any questions before we get into today's topic of did you receive more gold? When I was born, P. Foster, Jam E. Jam, the wordsmith. You got, yo, you got, man. What's going on, man? Hold on. Let me send you the link, man. You got hit this link right here so you can come on the live. The Christian, born love Allah Supreme, Carlos Clark. You hit that link right there so you can come on the live stream. 793rd. We got the whole 7 gang. The whole 7 gang is up in here today. I'm trying to see if I could be fancy. I did it. So y'all can see some of the new merchandise here. See, I gotta get my weather. I gotta get my weather reported down pat to make sure I'm pointing in the right direction. P. Foster said his goal is peace and happiness. And that's very important the way you put that right there, right? So let me ask you a question. Is your GOLD peace and happiness? Or is your GOAL peace and happiness? We're gonna get into a little the wordsmith. The wordsmith is I think the wordsmith might like today's class. At least this part of the topic right here. Is your GOLD peace and happiness, or is your GOAL peace and happiness? Oh yeah, the notifications, but you know how that is. We got to do the each one teach one. We got to do it the manual way. Everybody got to do the each one teach one, and share this on your. Yeah, you still out in LA? So why as you said no, if you're dealing with the trader, and yes, Allah said to take the poor out of my lessons because I'm dealing with the best part, Queen Mecca. So we good, everybody. Uh, Nobody had any other questions. We can move straight into I guess nobody had any other questions pertaining to anything we've been building on. Which link? The link that I just put is for you to come on the live. Uh, the I could put the what's the name to the merch, but it ain't gonna hold on. Let's see if it didn't show up on it didn't show up on Facebook, but that's the link. That's the link right there to the merch. Mr. 120. P. Foster said the GOAL is to bring word to life to all the human families of the planet. What you said? The Earth went to grab the seventh shirt, couldn't find it. You gotta use this link right here. I don't know. It's I just saw it. I just saw it on there. But I'm still asking: is your GOLD peace and happiness, or is your GOAL peace and happiness? See, because where you at, Wordsmith? Where you at? You can see when you dealing with this, we getting right into it. I guess y'all saying, uh, you know, did you receive more gold? Right? No, the trader disappeared, and there was no one here to speak your own language. So, seeing both of these degrees, right? We got to know about the GOLD and the GOAL, and we got to know about the the TRADER and the TRAITOR, the trader and the traitor. You see, because both is very important, even when you're dealing with the history of those degrees. You know what I mean? When you're dealing with the history that's behind that. See, we was fooled, right? Because we thought that our GOAL, right, was the physical GOLD. You would say both are peace and happiness, since peace and happiness is elusive at all times. But see, peace and happiness, right, is something that you produce. See, when you deal with the science of everything in life in the proper fashion, right, in a balanced way, then you get love, peace, and happiness. You see, when the 12 Jews is not one of our foundational lessons, but uh, the one way to look at the 12 Jews, right, is you got knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, right? That's about education. You know what I'm saying? Then you got freedom, justice, and equality, right? That's about social. You know what I'm saying? Then you got food, clothing, and shelter, right? You got food, clothing, and shelter. That's economic. You understand what I'm saying? And then you got love, peace, and happiness. That's really family. To see things get distorted, right? Because we don't enjoy all 12 Jews like that. You understand what I'm saying? All right, we got a lot of you happiness over here. A lot of you happiness said he's coming from Facebook, so y'all ain't seeing his comments. But he said, peace. My goal is my achievements, but the trade is to live, love, peace, and happiness. You know what I'm saying? Uh, but when we dealing with our situation here, right, in North America, right, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, we already know that even on the level of 6, just talking about the Board of Education in whatever town you in, right? The education there is inadequate for even what they trying to show you. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, we can see from the events of the last year. You know what I'm saying? We can see from, the what we've been protesting about all year, that we don't have freedom, justice, and equality. So we don't have knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, or freedom, justice, and equality, right? And what you try to replace that with is money. Here in the wilderness of North America, many people try to replace that with money. So then if you get enough money, right, then you could get food, clothing, and shelter, right, at a level that's supposed to bring you love, peace, and happiness. But we see that, often that don't work out, for the person who attempts to go about it like that. The word scripture said we produce all of it. That's what makes us Allah. On a hormonal level, we have chemicals that bring about happiness. You know what I'm saying? We got, hold on, allow you happiness is in the background. Let's bring the God in.
Peace,
PT.
y'all.
Hold on, let me take this this thing down for a second. Yeah,
Peace, y'all.
what's the signs?
Life, you know that, Lord.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
You know
So
that.
just dealing with that science, you know what I'm saying? You know, uh, did you receive more gold? You know what I'm saying? That question is for the whole room. You see what I mean? Because if see one thing you gotta realize, right? When you dealing with that, there never was any gold, especially now with John Hart Hawkins. John Hart
Nope.
Hawkins never had no gold. The only goal the whole time was us. See, that's searching for that mystery God right there. You search for trillions of years and you find out the whole time it was you.
That's right.
You understand what I'm
That's
saying?
right. Cause
So
God,
it's the same thing
Father
with that
Lord.
gold. We went searching for something that really was us the whole time. That's the whole way how they got rich, right? was off our labor. We're the gold. So see, the real gold that we received, right, was the knowledge of ourselves. You see what I'm saying? Like with most things, if you get under the impression, right, that everything is physical, right, and that's all that you're looking for, that's when you get caught up. You see what I'm saying? But see, right now you may have multiple situations where you see different people, you know what I'm saying, and they still looking for the trader. There's a lot of people that's still right now looking for the trader. You see what I'm saying? Now look, remember I said you also got to deal with the traitor because see the knowledge out of cipher degree applies right here, right? Where it says the Son of Man searched for trillions of years, right? Okay, the trader's only been in existence for 6,000 years. You see what I mean? So when an individual comes, right, if you already know the knowledge degree, right, in the 1 and 14, that we kept the best part preserved for ourselves ever since we made it and put them on the worst part, we had to lose that knowledge in order to believe that he had some place that had more gold than where we was at. You understand what I'm saying?
Indeed so.
And so you had to be a traitor to your own self in order to put yourself in that position. You see what I'm saying? Where things get reversed. See, things get reversed. See, when you're looking for just the GOLD, the physical GOLD, right? Listen, believe it or not, you putting the wisdom before the knowledge. Because see, where they get that GOLD from? They get that from the planet Earth. That's something from the realm of six. That's something that's made of what? Atoms. And we are the original man, so therefore it's made of us.
There it
And how,
is. That's right,
and how
God.
yeah, when
That's
you
right.
listen to what's the brother name? That's the he's a scientist, he deal with astrology and all that stuff. Uh the brother, he's from the Bronx. At any rate, but he always tell people that we made of actual stardust. That the actual everything that the universe consists of is also inside of us. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, in general, right now, when we dealing with this time, right? I'm talking about 2020, right? You still have people, right, that's looking for the trader to come in all different ways, in any way that you not uh you know manifesting your own idea. Anytime you're not seeing your own power, then you waiting for the trader to come and bring you everything you can do. You know what I'm saying? Like if you got somebody that totally know how to live off the land, they don't need no traders. They don't need to go to the store. You know what I'm saying? Because everything they doing is self-sufficient. Now, right now, yeah, we in 2020. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with going to the supermarket, but like I always say, whatever it is you doing, right, you got to understand what you're building. You understand what I'm saying? Because if you don't understand what you're building, right, then Neil deGrasse Tyson, that's the brother, that's the scientist that always say we made a what's the name? You can see if you don't understand what you're building, right, it can easily destroy you. You see, that's what Frankenstein learned. You see what I'm saying? See, because you will make a devil, right, and give him the power to rule, right? But then, see, if you can't acknowledge that you the one who made that devil and you the one who gave him power over you, then you would never be able to manifest your power to take him off the planet because you didn't understand what you built. You see what I mean? So that type of person, right? They always looking for something else besides the Son of Man for what's the cause of going on what's around them. You see what I'm saying? See, that's what I'm saying. When you got to understand that we the real goal, you got to understand that, us being in the proper mindset, look at what that's just accomplished. I ain't just talking about being a 5%, but I'm talking about original people in the wilderness of North America in general, gaining the knowledge of their history and who they was and fighting for freedom, justice, and equality that reverberated around the whole world. People still talk about, the civil rights struggle, you know what I'm saying, and how much that inspired and how much rights and freedoms that inferred on all people. You see what I'm saying? Who was able to come here and live to a higher potential. You see what I'm saying? That's the real goal. See, look, that's what those people, when they come here now, right? When a person come here now, right, and you come to America to get rich, they come in here to get rich off of us, off of the wealth that was created off our backs. You know what I'm saying? Off of the wealth that, we was kept away from through all these different social sciences. See, like I said, knowledge, wisdom, understanding, freedom, justice, and equality. See, when you're using that in order to get food, clothing, and shelter, right? Then you have love, peace, and happiness. Yes, I'm saying? When you use in your own mind, yes, what I'm saying? We need to know that we the true wealth of they actually it's a book, right? Called The Wealth of Nations. And like I said, that book was written during the times of slavery. The whole capitalist society, right, was born during the time that it was slavery. So that's why they always got to continue to look for the gold to put in the machine. You see what I'm saying? So, like I said, everybody got to realize now, right? Did you receive more gold? Or are you still waiting for the trade to come? You understand what I'm saying? Or are you still waiting for the trade tour to come? You see what I'm saying? See, like Allah, you happiness said, see, when your GOAL, right, is love, peace, and happiness, then, see, you ever, a little bit of streetism, you ever heard that you can't con an honest person. You can't con an honest person. All right, we got love came in. So see, you gotta look at a little bit of that larceny. See, and you gotta remember, right? Who all was promised more gold for our labor?
85%.
Yeah. See, some of the people who participated with the system because they was promised gold for our labor too.
That's right.
And guns and whiskey and all that type of stuff too. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why I said, did you receive more gold? Have you gotten the larceny out of your heart, right? To see that, listen, the only way to get the born is to go from, the only way to complete a cipher is to go from knowledge to born. You're not going to go 1, 2, 3 and then have a cipher. You're not going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and then have a cipher. See, that's what you're trying to do. All these different people that you looking at in the lessons, right? That was made victims of, you have to understand that point too. That they participated along with it for different reasons. Yes, I'm saying? Like I keep asking you, no one has answered that question yet. Why was the 30% dissatisfied?
One.
Somebody should have looked that up by now. Why was the 30% dissatisfied? See, if where's Mr. Spot? Mr. Spot knows the answer. Yeah, the mathematician came in. Anyone? Anyone? Viewer? See, the 30% was dissatisfied because the 70% was holding the wisdom above their heads. The 70% was living in luxury while the 30% was struggling. And so this is why when Yakub comes to say, listen, the reason why you struggling is because of those people over there. If you follow me, I help you to defeat them and make them your footstool. You see, you had the same thing when the trader showed up. You know what I'm saying? Some people is dissatisfied with their situation, but instead of knowing that the solution to that situation is in themselves, they allow somebody to say, well, listen, if you got a problem with those cats over there, we'll hit you off with these guns so you take care of that. You know what I'm saying? And then, you piece us off. You know what I'm saying? We piece you off, you piece us off. See,
Also,
all of these people, you got to realize that that's the reason why it happened to them. You see what I mean? Just like, look, the Lord said he's here to get the good doers, and the devil here to get the bad doers, right? Okay, why the devil caught you? You must be a bad doer. You understand what I'm saying? You have to cooperate with that because his power is what? Nothing in comparison to that of the original man. So in order for somebody that's weaker than you to overpower you, you got to cooperate with them. See, that's not, we ain't blaming victims, but we do have to understand that, look, whatever we see, it got a root in knowledge and wisdom. There's somewhere that it started from. So see, right now here in America, right, you could see now we're gonna come down a level in the six, it might become more clear to you. See, the jails is full of people, right, who is still looking for that goal. If you ask them, they'll tell you, I was looking for that goal. And then the trader disappeared, and I was sitting in court, and they wasn't speaking my language. They were speaking legalese.
they go that wisdom. They go that wisdom above their head, right there, dog.
You understand what I'm saying? And then you ended up in what? Bondage. See, because you in there, that's where the traders is at right now. The slave traders is in the court because that's how you get in slavery. That's where you go in the court, right? They exchange money. Everybody in there get paid. And you wind up in slavery. Because you was what? Looking for the more gold. While you said, if I forget, then I gotta forget my actual facts and a lot of other degrees. Or this, yeah, see, they have side rallies, and the Queen Mecca is holding her own side rally in the chat room over here. You understand what I'm saying? But in a lot of these situations, look, see, in especially when you come to depend on it, you know what I'm saying? When you come to depend on it, so that now you like the devil because the devil gives you nothing. Yeah, that nothing is the GOLD that you're still looking for.
That's right. And not the GOAL. That's right.
You see what I mean? Because that was your GOAL. But you know, like I said, you know, first of all, you know, you dealing with something that, like I said, it's all about a value system. You understand what I'm saying? Like when the Europeans came to certain places, the people didn't even look at gold like that. Like they was making jewelry out of it for a different reason. Like the South American people, right? They was using coffee as money. They was trading with other goods. They wasn't trading with gold. You understand what I'm saying? To see once you know come on to that standard. I mean, don't be wrong. You gotta have some standard of which people doing trading. But I'm saying when you doing trading, right, and you come to the post and you speaking the language. See, that's the interorientation. Inter means between. You know what I'm saying? Orient means how things are situated in relation to other things. You know what I mean? How it's oriented. So the people came to speak about how the relationship between each other was going to be established. Celestine Best, you know, they speaking about how their relationship is going to be established. But see, everybody ain't have understanding of exactly what was being manifested. You understand what I'm saying? Because you're dealing with one of them situations, right? You know, a little more streetism right here. You ever heard the saying that if you at a poker table and you don't know who the sucker is, it's you? you if you playing poker and you can't tell who the sucker at the table is, then it's you. And see, that's what happens when you go to do trading, you know, with the colored man. Dominique Pagan. Dominique been in the room before. I can't recall. Where you from? Where you from, Dominic? But what I still want everybody in the room to do, right, is draw that up for yourself, right? Have you received more gold? Connecticut, yeah, that's all right. I recall now, yeah, Connecticut. Pieces, guys. What's going on up there in Connecticut? Jarrell Boylan. We ain't see Jarrell Boylan in a minute. Piece of the God. God Light came in. You know, but see, you know, because especially, you know, you're starting to get a batch of brothers that are starting to get highly developed in a 120. You understand what I mean? So these examples right here, you gotta understand how to make the lessons walk and talk like that. You understand what I'm saying? So you gotta learn how all these lessons is related to each other. You know, just like, you know, all the lessons in life that you learn, they related to each other. You understand what I'm saying? You know, fire being hot, you know, ice being cold, all these lessons is related to each other. Queen Megan said, I wasn't searching for any gold. You know, that's another aspect, you know what I'm saying, of looking at it. You see what I mean? Is that you know, see, for instance, see Yakub is singled out in the lessons, right, as making the devil, right? Because he's the one that did that. You understand what I'm saying? You know, you have to ask yourself, which son of man are you? Yes, and I mean, are you the son of man who searched for the trains of years? Are you the son of man that agreed? Or are you the son of man that came to I-80? He sometimes the son of man agree, but then he still don't do nothing about what he agreed. He don't make the word life.
Bill go.
Right. See, now you see that's why I said I knew the wordsmith was gonna like this topic. He said, I got my own goal, my own GOLD by digging through MINES minds or MINDS for it. Exactly. See, the people that's trying to dig in the MINE, nah, they never gonna find enough gold. Look, you got people right now in San Francisco still panning for gold right now. You know what I'm saying? You got people looking for the lost Dutchman, looking for the lost Dutchman gold. You understand what I'm saying? You got people still looking for Captain Black's treasures and shit. You ain't gonna come up short like that. You ain't gonna come up short like that unless you able to dig into the MIND. You see what I'm saying? Even if you gonna dig into the MINE, you still got to do it with knowledge.
Do it yourself. That's
Yeah,
right.
you still you still got to do it. You know, from a point of knowledge. You can't just you can't dig for gold with a spoon. You know what I'm saying? You got to have a shovel. You got to have that degree of know-how in anything that you're doing. You see, that was the problem. By trying to go over there to find the gold, you didn't start with yourself.
Peace.
You understand what I'm saying? See, because look, let's look at the history, right? Who had the most gold out of everybody in history? Master Musa, somebody who was right there in West Africa with the people who jumped on the boat. The whole reason they came down there, right, was because when he did his Hajj to Mecca, he spent so much gold that it destabilized the market. He's the only person in the history of the world that's ever controlled the price of gold by himself. King Solomon is another example of somebody who had a tremendous amount of gold, and he's right there where we at. So if we seeing all this, right, what would make us go over there? Yeah, Mansa Musa is when they did all their calculations, he's the richest person that ever existed. You know, Now he got some issues, because one of the reasons he got that rich is from selling slaves. See, that's the thing that occurred to a lot of empires in Asia Minor in Africa, right? Is that when the slave trade died off, they didn't have no more source of income. See, once the Europeans could go to India and China for themselves, they didn't need the Arabs no more. See, that's why the Arabs was known as traders. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's used in a derogatory way, but they known as traders because they in the middle of Europe being right here, Asia being over here, and Africa being right here. That's the reason why Hindu numbers is known as Arabic numbers, is because the first people that the Europeans seen with it was the Arabs, but they didn't invent it.
No, they did not.
You understand what I'm saying? But now, once they could go to the east, right, and get their own jewels, right, without having to go through them, then you start to see the deterioration of those empires. You see what I'm saying? And that leads up to the weakness of the Ottoman Empire, right, at the time of World War One, where they was able to be taken out. See, all of that is a part of, you know, the goal that they talking about, the GOLD. You know, all of this is a part of the different trading that they did. You know, this is how they found out, you know, how to come to Africa and knew that it was people down there. See, because when we deal with the trader, right, you gotta realize that, you know, that's why it says English lesson C number one, because it's talking about a specific trader, right, that was working with the British Empire. Remember, there was Portuguese traders, there was Dutch traders, there was Spanish traders, there was French traders, Arab traders, you know what I'm saying? Uh, Jewish traders, African traders. You know what I'm saying? So, and in different times, right? Because like I said, when you look at 120 lessons, 120 lessons is the story of who is God, who is the devil, and what happened when they mixed together on the planet Earth. They've mixed together many different times. You know what I'm saying? You know, in many different places. So some things, you know, was at one time reversed. Was was Asian. The wordsmith said a cat once told me Muslims are muscle and limbs, so I added on and said Arabs are abs. Listen, man. Hopefully you don't have no more vacation time coming up no time soon, man. 'Cause you came back. You came back charged up, man. Right. Love said they also for periods of times ran out of slaves to sell because they had depopulated everybody who they considered sellable, you know. And see, you know, and just to add on to what you're saying right there, that's when the trader became a traitor to them and caught their ass and took them too.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? You thought you was all fly. You understand what I'm saying? And then the trader turned around and said, "Yeah, get on the boat." So these is things, you know, we gotta constantly understand because see, it's all types of traders. It's all types of traders. You know what I'm saying? You know, when you go to education, you know, yeah, you getting an education, right, that you can use, you know, for your growth and development, right? But you also getting an indoctrination. You see what I'm saying? You getting something and they getting something. You know, you getting some information that you can use and they getting a certain little thing they put in your brain to make you do what they want you to do.
That's that pen.
When,
That's
yeah,
right.
right, right. You getting that print. That's the trade-off. You know what I'm saying? You know, when you go to the doctor, you know, same thing. You know what I'm saying? With all these different people. So when you there, when you dealing with all these different people, you gotta know to speak the language. You gotta know to understand the language and understand what you building. Because if you don't understand what you build, then you end up like Frankenstein. You see what I mean? And what you build is going to destroy you. But we got any everybody do the each one teach one hit the like button. We got any questions about that? Any questions about what we've been through so far? The love you happiness, love said peace.
Tell the God I said peace. There you go.
Mm.
See, that's the thing. The GOLD goal, they fail to realize that L in that gold is the lie that they be constantly promising them.
Mm. Yeah.
Right there.
Yep.
And when you sit back and you observe it, they lie to them of who God is. As you were saying earlier, that gold is truly what you achieve. The achievement is being yourself. That's the goal. That's the goal. Knowing yourself. And once you know yourself, right there goes the greatest accomplishment that you could ever make. You don't
Yeah.
have to wait. You don't have to depend on, because you become independent and not a dependent.
Right.
See? They promise you more gold. Notice it's just a promise. That's the whole point. You miss the fact of the truth. That is a lie. This is why they promise and keep promising. Because they're constantly giving you lies. See? They're going to trade you towards a direction that you don't know where you're going. Which direction that they sending you in. That's why you got to know a trade.
Right.
Knowing what is value to you. And that is yourself. And this is a lot of things that our people is not seeing. Right there. This is why they're still waiting for what? That gold. They're still waiting for that trader to come with that gold. And we see it not just then, not just back in the history, because that history is repeating itself because we see it now. And they're still waiting for that gold. One of the greatest goals as a people is us being what? One.
Mm-hmm.
One. Right there. And a
Yeah.
lot of our people fear that. See, that's why I tell you the devil planted fear in him when he was a little boy. And we know, born in a cipher, and don't know why. Because he got little knowledge of who he is. And the devil is definitely gonna constantly keep it little. Keep it little. Of giving you any aspects of who you are. And a lot of our people isn't achieving that goal. That GOLA. That GOAL, pardon me, y'all. Goal is to know yourself. Dig deep within yourself. Like you said, y'all, the mind or mind is all one when you begin to have what? Knowledge. There it is. Right
Absolutely.
there. And a lot of people isn't digging for that. Digging inside themselves. Notice, the devil planted fear, so that's what they're scared to look inside themselves to achieve. For the greatest achievement is yourself. We all got the trade, a skill, and all. In every walks of life, we know how to adapt and live in. Because before it was called Europe, it was called what? West Asia. As they now call it Europe. We
Yeah.
was already there when they arrived. And how did they learn? Who did they learn how to live in those climates? We taught them. Look at the trade that we taught them. Right there. And
Yeah.
with that trade, they learned how to what? Enslave, because they learned from us.
Right.
They always say that the worst trader is when you begin to give yourself in. Like you said, God, if you will wind up following anything when you surrender yourself to it. Right there. So there's no one else to blame but yourself. But yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So There's no need to start pointing the finger, because if you're going to point it, make sure it's at yourself, because that's where it starts. And I'll be honest, a lot of black men fear that. They fear truly being themselves. Truly.
Mm-hmm.
Truly. But yet, I know this. I love me. I love you, God. That's why I'm on here today. Good night, boy. Word is born. Word is born. They're going to love, peace, and happiness. The greatest goal of all.
Mm-hmm.
Right there. I don't got to search for it. Right, God? What they say? That a person that pursues something may never find it because they don't know what they're looking for. They
Right.
really don't know what they're looking for.
You
So they
become
keep searching.
you become just a dogmatic seeker.
There it is. There it is. Yes, indeed, God.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying for a lot of people, because you know, even when they read the lessons, right? When they experience this knowledge, they still, it's like they don't realize that the lessons is telling them about something in themselves. They still looking at it as something outside of themselves. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? Because like you said, they got that barrier there. So you always gonna be stuck in hell, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't love yourself enough to pull yourself out of it and become right.
Become dependent, waiting for someone else to pull them out. I could give you knowledge. It's whether or not you accept it to pull yourself to knowing.
Mm-hmm.
See? I can give you knowledge, but yet you got to know when is the time to pull yourself out. You got to study it. Then you'll be able to pull yourself out. And there go the wisdom right there. Now you know which way to go. And you'll see your achievements. There go the understanding right there. Right there. And as you said, God, the 12 Jews, we know the 12 Jews isn't part of 120, but yet we know the 12 Jews is in 120.
Mm-hmm.
It's in 120. And if you notice, I'm telling you right there, 12 cipher. They go to the Jews right there.
Right.
The Jews is right there, 120. It's right there. It's not out of the realm of reality. It's life. And what hurts the most is that, as you say, God, they're still going outside instead of looking inside. And whenever you go outside the cipher, it's an illusion. That's
Right.
why they're still pursuing. That's why they're still waiting for the trader. That's why they're still searching for the GOLD goal and not the GOAL goal. See? Because they're taking it outside and not looking inside. That's the meaning of knowledge itself. Right there.
Mm-hmm.
Right there. Greatest goal of all, dog.
Indeed.
You don't have to pursue it. You don't have to pursue it. You don't have to, as they say, God, it says, what is the meaning of civilization? It's telling you right there. Knowledge, wisdom, understanding, culture, and refinement. And you know what, God? You don't have to pursue happiness when you live in what? Your culture, because the refinement is already there. And that refinement came from the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. The culture. So you don't have to pursue it when you know yourself.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Right there, y'all.
Yeah. Like I remember back in the days when I first was getting knowledge, that was one of the slangs that was out. Where brothers would say, keep it real. I remember I came to the rally and the guy said, "You ain't got to keep it real. Everything is already real."
There it is.
if you
There it is. Already real.
keep it real, if you think you got to keep it real, you already mixed up.
You missed something. You missed something. You missed something. You missed something. And if you notice, y'all, I hear brothers talk of my name or happiness. Like if that's something that's supposed to be soft or something, happiness is me going through that hell and coming out right.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And see, that's the problem. They don't they rather stay in that hell and overlook what's right. And then sit back and point fingers. Then sit back and keep pursuing. All you got to do is live it. Like you said, God, why keep it real when everything is real? When it is real, it's real. That's all. All you got to do is live it. Live it for what it is, not what it presents itself to be. In other words, be yourself for who you are, not who you want to be or try to be. Right there.
Yep.
Right there.
And that's the race that they got a lot of people caught up in right now. You know what I'm saying? Where you know, entertainment, the technology of entertainment has gotten so good that people can't tell the real from the fake. Like even how they got these things, the deep fakes where they could do a video and it's not even you. You know what I'm saying? You know, or all these different bots or something, you know, people could have a robot, you know, talking to talking to a conversation with you and you don't even know you're talking to a robot.
Yep.
You know? So,
what's that that new technology with that little machine?
Yeah. AI.
Yeah.
Artificial intelligence and all of that. Yeah. You know, so some of the things that people is pursuing in life, you know, because you know, I was thinking about that too, is you know, I've been noticing a lot more mentally disturbed people. You understand what I'm saying? And it's like that's one of the things that I see with them is that they kind of lose the ability to categorize things. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when you see babies, they always putting everything in a category. Yo, what's this right here? What's that right there? Yo, what you do with that? You know what I mean? So then once they know what everything, yo, what's your name? You know what I'm saying? Well, whatever they come in tune with, I need to know what this is so I can put it in a category. You know what I'm saying? And when you lose that ability, then you don't know real from fake. You don't know, you understand what I'm saying? You don't know when you're going off the deep end. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Man, y'all got Asiatic mathematics. Asiatic mathematics. Just stay here. Don't go on vacation no more. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know, a lot of people, you know, they never really understood what this knowledge was about. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of people who you know, they kind of brought all of their mindset from the 85% world into this.
Peace, God.
You know,
and that's the truth.
They just renamed all the people. You know what I'm saying? So you just went from Jacob to Yaqub and Moses to Musa, and that's the part that really caught you. You didn't even catch the part where it told you about yourself.
Yep. Who else is the great civilizers when you civilize yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Right there. Right there. You don't gotta wait for anything when you know what you want to do and what you have to do. All you got to do is live it. See, that's a great civilizer is living it, not just saying it. Not just saying it, is living it. And one of the things that have me love this nation, me getting knowledge of self, is that I looked at not just the past history of our people, but I looked at my history of myself. My history.
Mm-hmm.
Right there. This is what made me, one, get this knowledge, two, live this knowledge, speak it, walk it, talk it, and enjoy it, y'all. Right there. Right there.
Mm-hmm.
No need to search.
Yeah.
No need to search and wait up at home for a mystic God to bring you food. If that's the case, then if you're going to sit for a mystery, therefore then it's only you who you missing. You missing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Right there. Right there. I can't sit up at home and miss myself, God. I can't. I can't. I can't. You know, Lord?
We had Smoke Dower came in the room. We ain't see Smoke Dower in a minute, man. What's going on? Smoke Dower, you in the What Did I Miss crew today, unless you've been in the background doing the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? But since we have all high scientists in here today that don't have any questions, right? I'm gonna ask, right? So how does everybody see, right? How do you draw up what we already dealt with, the Wizard Born degree in the 1 to 36, right? How you draw that up and coincide that with the Wisdom Born degree in the 140?
Mm.
All right, no doubt, Smoked Out. Hit that like button for me before you tip out, Smoked Out. I gotta hit it myself.
Right, my beautiful word.
But we got some high scientists in here today that that should be able to have some kind of insight. We got OJ Simpson. we got the other OJ. OJ.
I was about to throw him a pass.
OJ, you so you on the one, you passed the 136 yet, OJ? Oh, that's you OJ's third cousin? Somebody got to talk because of. Let me see. Magnetic Wise came in. All right, so you on the ability to destroy degree. All right, the ability to destroy degree in 114. All right, so that first part of it right there, should you should have learned a little something from there. But see, I'm gonna tell you something, and this is a kind of mistake some people in the room make. You know, sometimes when the lessons go above where you at, right? You got to just do the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? See, don't even try to analyze it. Just do the knowledge. Just keep everything that everybody said in the Rolodex. You see what I'm saying? And then when you get to that stage, whether it's in the lessons or in anything you learning in life, like it's things that my pops used to tell me, right? That I'm just now seeing. Let me tell you something. My pops told me about gentrification way back. That wasn't even the 80s yet. One day we was walking on 125th Street, and he said, "You see all these abandoned buildings right here? The people that bought these buildings, or the people that own these buildings, their money is long enough that they can afford to just sit on it. You know what I mean? And right now, all they doing is sitting on it, and one day it's going to be worth a whole bunch of money, and that's when they're going to sell it. And at the time, we walking and I'm looking, everything is abandoned and burned down. I'm like, yo, I'm looking at it like, you're right, man. I don't know what y'all did. I don't know what you want, but you sounding crazy right now. But in time, I came to see what he was saying. And it's the same thing. It's the same thing with these lessons, right? You know what I'm saying? That, and with this knowledge in general, with things that people is saying, people is walking and talking. Like you might hear something, yo, you might be building one of the firstborn. They might say, yo, Allah said this. And you might not understand, but you gotta just keep it in the Rolodex, Because see, like I said yesterday, we asked Allah you happiness, right? Remember the first time you heard the brother say, Allah said we not pro-black and anti-white. I didn't digest that too good. You understand what I'm saying? At the time, I lacked the level of understanding to see why he would say something like that. You see what I mean? But over time, as my understanding grew and my vision became clearer, then I could see things that was in the fine mist. See, what I could see is the obvious, what was going on. Obviously, at the time, I didn't know all the history of Barry Goddard and Mayor Lindsay. You understand what I'm saying? Or even Azriel, like when I first heard that we wasn't anti-white or pro-black.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? So I didn't realize how Allah had built with even the colored man. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell y'all something too that y'all may not know. See, man Lindsay is not just an honorary 5% because Allah liked it. See, there actually was a time, right, when Man Lindsay had to go to Washington, D.C., right? He was trying to get some money for programs to help the youth. And as an example, he used the 5% as an example of the type of youth that he was going to try to help. You understand? But when he told them about us, he told them just what Allah told him. And he didn't make nothing up. He didn't put no sauce on it. He told them, yo, look, this is the brother right here. He's teaching the young kids this right here, but, they need, and that's how he had the resources, to get, you got to study about the Great Society. You know what I'm saying? Man, Lindsay was participating. He was one of the maids that was participating in the Great Society program. You see what I'm saying? And when he did, like look, when you see Barry Goddard's book, it don't say a man named Clarence 13X.
No.
It don't say a man named Clarence Smith. It said a man named Allah, man. They bear witness. When they went back and their family or whatever they did, that's how they felt. But when they came to the block, they bear witness to who was Allah. You know what I'm saying? On that day, even when it was the riots, when they came, they asked for Allah by name.
Yep.
Where's Allah? He's not right here. Yeah, somebody get him, man. You know what I'm saying? I need to speak to Allah. Yo, Allah, man, I need your help, man. Can you help me? Yeah, I got you. You see what I'm saying? So, and look, we got some people amongst us that still can't stop calling Clarence. And you never met Clarence. You understand what I'm saying? Your name is gonna be, supreme cloud maker of the reigns in the universe. You know what I'm saying? Allah, but his name is Clarence. That's
Can I get a Tylenol for that, guy?
that's a little bit off right there.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So, but once I learned all of those histories, you understand what I'm saying, and learn that, there's some of them, right, that learn how to live a respectful life. You see what I'm saying? And some of them, if they manifest that signs of the respectful life that they learn how to live, and then you show them that you the father of civilization, right? By them seeing the civilization that, you know, how you move, then they will treat you respectfully. You see what I'm saying? But that's something that I just had to keep in the Rolodex until the time came when I understood it. You know what I'm saying? So it's the
You
same.
did. It took me time too, Lord.
Yeah, when you get into these lessons, like back in the days, and we should be in the ciphers, right? Uh, you know, say you was on the 1 and 36. So we going around and around until we pass the 1 and 36, and then you just be quiet. And then the rest of the brothers go through the signs. Now sometimes the brothers might ask you, like, yo, did you learn anything from these other things we was building on? Yeah, so you know, everything else that we built on that you didn't, you know, did you hear anything you had questions about? But generally speaking, listen, just do the knowledge. Like, see, a lot of people ain't respecting what doing the knowledge is. They're not respecting how important a step it is. You want to already get to the stage of being able to wisdom, understand it. You understand what I'm saying? But in reality, you know, doing the knowledge, you know, is the foundation. That's the foundation. You can't get nowhere without doing the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say, you know, one is the highest number. You know, I understand that there's no last number. You understand what I'm saying? If you're just talking about this number is more than that number and you get to the end, no, there's no highest number. But one is the highest number because that's where all the rest of them got to start.
Yep, the foundation.
Yeah. All the rest of them have to be in comparison to one. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's the foundation. But let me see if we got any answers here from people who drawing up this wisdom born degrees.
Pardon me, y'all.
Hey, how you doing, Herb?
Excellent, and you. Good to see you.
Peace, you too.
Yeah, y'all.
I'm listening to the bill. I'm in here.
Yeah, this, you know, that's actually a science right there. P. Foster said 24,896 miles born wisdom born, 196,940,000 square miles born wisdom born. You know, uh, you know, in as you can see, you know, those two numbers is related. You know, the circumference in the total area of the planet. You understand what I mean? So that is something to draw up. You know, I've drawn that up myself. So divine truth said it coincides because regardless to whom or what Yakub's rules and regulations was law, there was no goal that would be received. The penalty was death for one ways and actions. All right. Mr. 120 said the real goal is the truth that the 5% teaches the 85% to let them know that they are the maker. While you said the unsatisfied people and followers believed in him and followed his language and made sure it became successful, regardless to whom or what, they didn't want to fall victim to the law. Chief Foster said the goal they promised is the so-called limited success they followed to the death. The word said also, since wisdom born knowledge, I would take it to does not have anything to do with the above question number 10. The mystery God teachings are also an example of gold no one will ever receive. Yeah, that's you come in, you starting to see things clearly, wordsmith. You see, I told y'all, you could tell when y'all start elevating y'all lessons, man. See, listen, y'all gonna look back on these videos, man. See, like I told y'all, look, but we all been there. We all had the first day when we stepped in the cipher saying all kinds of clown shit. You know what I'm saying? And we all grow and develop, you know what I'm saying? And that's part of our experience that we have with each other. You know what I'm saying? As brothers and family, you know what I'm saying? And growing up in this knowledge, sharpen our sword with each other and all of that. You know what I'm saying? See, I could tell who's studying it here, who's getting close to knowing they 120, who knowing they 120. Adrian White said politicians don't care about black people. I bet you think strippers love you too. Wait a minute, man. Are we back to because I know my subscriber count is up, man. Are we back to the troll army here? What we we not in a love relationship with we not in a love relationship with the colored man. I'm not even sure if you aware. I don't know. Maybe you just surfing pages. You know what I'm saying? But we specifically do not love the devil. You know what I'm saying? Regardless to how long.
Who or what?
Mr. 120 said Yakub's followers believed in the goal that he promised them, even though all they got was death. At the end of the day, Yakub accomplished his goal on the backs of their labor. All right.
He read my thought, y'all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, this how.
I have my thought.
As y'all understanding is growing, though, you know what I'm saying. You got to remember that now, that's one thing. See, your responsibility to teach is growing too. Why I sense that I was just giving a brother the basic or understanding knowledge that the black man is the foundation of his family, like the sun is the foundation of the solar system. I told the brother knowledge is to look, listen, observe. I was showing him how to see. I was showing him how seeing is understanding. Yeah, but see, now look, that's where the mathematics become key. Because see, to the naked eye, the sun, moon, and star don't have nothing to do with man, woman, and child. It's only once you draw them up through the mathematics of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that you see the relationship to it. You know what I mean? And the same thing with everything in life, everything that we're looking at, we're making the lessons walk and talk, right? What makes these relationships is the mathematics. You know what I'm saying? No matter what it is, if you say, look, Pluto is 3,680,000,000 miles away from the sun, that distance, right, is a part of what makes the relationship between Pluto and the sun. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to be able to draw these things up through mathematics in order to make them see it clearly. The God I said Trump is offering $500 billion in gold for the black vote. Now I haven't heard this. What manner of what manner of diabolical ideas is this?
I seen that, y'all. I seen that posted on as a YouTube thing where he's supposed to have promised the blacks more gold. Man, that was the same thing with the 40 acres and a mule. And the only thing that was accomplished was a 40-ounce and being mules.
Yeah. But so he said, so the 500 billion, who's he supposed to get a 500 billion to? Jesse Jackson? Like, who's supposed to be administering this 500 billion? I'm saying how many black people it is? 34 million, 30 million, whatever it is. Look, I want my cut. I don't
That's that stimulus check,
want,
y'all. That's
yeah,
that stimulus check.
I need Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton or Benjamin Crump to watch my cut. I know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Smoke Dowd said he proposed a platinum plan, promised to make KKK a terrorist group, etc., and 500 million into black communities. He also promised to show his tax returns. Well, I mean, look, he's a politician, But listen, we definitely. Now I didn't know he said that, but that does fall right in line with everything we've been building about today's degree.
Yes,
That
it
falls
does.
in line with everything we've already been discussing about today's degree. You know what I'm saying? That this is a trade that he's trying to make.
Yaku was also successful in his undertaking, but promising 366. Wasn't that also a goal?
Yep. Smoke Tower said the only promise you can take from the devil is one that spreads deceit among righteous people because it serves a purpose. 500 million to black people doesn't serve Trump. I mean, it serves his cause. You know what I'm saying, in terms of, you gotta remember, uh, once you get up to that level, right? The high politics like that and the 1% corporate people, saying everybody is a pawn. Everybody and everything is a pawn at that level. There
Yeah.
ain't no important pieces here that we try to preserve. You know what I'm saying? You say the 500 million doesn't serve him. Yeah, but you would say 500 million doesn't serve him. You know what I'm saying? But how much does he stand to make? You understand what I'm saying? It's one of the things like, look, it's like LeBron James. Yeah, LeBron James. In fact, look, LeBron James probably made $500 million plus. You know what I'm saying? Between basketball, the sneakers, Gatorade, et cetera, et cetera. You understand what I mean? But at the end of the day, he received that because everybody else got more. Knight got more than he got.
Gatorade. Yup.
The owner of the Lakers, they all got more than he got. So, do they really, is it really that, we got all this great love for LeBron? No. But it's that we know how much gold we gonna make from your label. Got Wise 97. Where you from, Wise 97? Smoked out said if Trump get the black vote, I'll eat this laptop. I mean, look, uh, we reached a situation where, uh, see, here's the thing. There's no, we don't have a dog in that fight. Like, Trump, he got whatever, is about him. But look, it's not like Biden is better. You know what I'm saying? If you know Biden's history, Biden was came into the Senate in the early 70s. And he was mentored by the Dixiecrats. He was mentored by people like Strom Thurmond and Robert Byrd, who was in the Republican Party, and they left the Republican Party because they felt betrayed that the Republicans participated with the civil rights movement. And just, a whole bunch of things that, in terms of his history with the Clinton crime bill and all these different things, there's not a person that's beneficial to us. So,
No.
For me personally, whoever wins it, either one of them, whoever wins it, is not going to be a good thing. Fly phrase from the Providence Plantation. At the end of the day, is one of those situations where we reach the end of the line, and you gotta understand. And this is probably speaking a little bit more about what you're saying, Smoked Hour. They don't need the original man no more. See, in the 1700s, right? The guy Abi said Biden actually wrote the 94 crime bill. Yeah, why I don't know why I said might be a little bit younger because he's saying build on Biden's law. He was the one who did all the mandatory minimums. You see what I'm saying? Clinton was the president who signed it, so he got credit for that. But the person who actually did all the filibustering in Congress, the person who pushed it through was actually Biden. You know what I'm saying? Smoked Out said, I'm 100% in agreement with you, Lord. It's not our fight, but we play a crucial role in it nonetheless. As a voting bloc, and millions of original people are going to vote. Yeah, but, at this point in time, politics, right, is about different factions of people having representation, right? That's one aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? You got different, whether they Democrats, whether they, they call them constituencies, right? Constituents or whatever, no one needs us to have an interest in the politics right now. See, in 1700, right, 1800, only the original man could help them. If you want to get that cotton out the fields, right, you tried everybody else. They couldn't do it. The Chinese couldn't do it. The Indians couldn't do it. The Jews claim they built the pyramids, but why y'all ain't get out of the field? You understand what I'm saying? But that was the agricultural stage of the economy in America, right? Wait, what's this you said 120? King Face returned. What you mean, return to where you live at? But while you answering that, let me get back to what I was saying. Now, see, once you get the Industrial Revolution, right? Now they still need work done, but see, now we can get some immigrants from Europe to do it. You see what I'm saying? Because we got these machines where you don't have to be out there, under the worst of conditions. You understand what I'm saying?
Hard labor.
Yeah, one of the reasons why white people were so afraid in the South, right, of insurrections is because it wasn't that many of them. The conditions down there was already so rough, just with the heat and the mosquitoes and the temperatures and all of that, right? That only the original people can really survive that. Now we in the digital age where one person in India can press enter on their computer and that thing go all around the world. You understand what I'm saying? So, there's no need for us. And it's been that way for a minute, but it's just increasing more and more. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason for the penitentiary. Is we need somewhere to warehouse these people away from us. You see what I'm saying? So now that that's the case, you know, if you notice, you know what I'm saying, uh, look at the other people that's getting representation on the Supreme Court. See, when they cared about the black vote, we got Thurgood Marshall and Clarence Thomas. Whether you agree with Clarence Thomas or not, right? They put black people on there because they needed that constituency. But see now, look at the people they putting on there. They put Hispanic people on there. They putting women on there because the feminist agenda, right, and the agenda at the border is what is tops in politics. And these are the populations of people that they feel like they need to court, right, in order to be successful. This is the coalition that they need to build. Now you got to remember, just speaking on politics, right? Not speaking on universally on the level of the universe, do we know that we brothers or not, right? I'm talking about strictly in politics, right? If Hispanics have taken over black people, right, in the vote, then guess who they want? You understand what I'm saying? And if we couldn't get a whole lot accomplished when we was the largest minority, how much you think we're gonna get accomplished as the second minority?
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? Every different individual constituency that they bring up, right? And they toss it into the mix, right? It does two things. It displaces and it dilutes. So in terms of the yeah, P. Forster says something right here. You know, it's two wings. You know, the Democrats and the Republicans is two wings on the same bird.
Yes, it is.
You know what I mean? So just it's one of those things where you know it's a difficult call. But I'm saying what you say about it, Smoke Dow, like you know, because I heard different people say, look, this one solution we should try to pursue, right? Is everybody register to vote, but then don't vote. You see what I mean? Because then it registers as a protest. You understand what I'm saying? That you refuse to vote because the choices wasn't good enough. You know, but it's one of those things where, you know, you can't really tell people not to vote. You understand what I'm saying? You know, but at the same token, it's like, you know, either side that you cast that vote for now, you know, it's one of them uh uh heads I win, tails you lose. You know what I'm saying? Remember back in the day.
Pardon me, y'all. Like that brother was saying, you know, two different wings, the same bird. They still the vultures. It's still a vulture.
Yeah.
It's still a vulture. It doesn't matter, you know. And the main aspects, as you said, politics, plenty of tricks. That's what I call them because that's just what they always playing with. They always playing tricks on the people. They come with different ones. It don't matter, Democrat, Republican, Independent. They all in the same what bird status, vultures. They're still just vultures. The main factor is that when, as you were saying, how they see how the Hispanic population is higher than the black population on these category scales is because one, that seventh degree in your 114 tells you why our people call African, why they call Hispanic, and nowadays we call African American, and all this is to make us think that we're different. We got to realize we all still the same goddamn tool that they use. That's all. We still the same tool. It's just that you're a screwdriver, he's the wrench, he's the Phillip, and all they doing is what? Either they screwing it in, filling it up, and pulling it out. That's all they doing. All of this is just, like I said, plenty of tricks, because that's what the politicians play. And they've been playing this for centuries.
Yeah. But
right there.
I didn't know that King Face was sick, man. Shout out to King Face, man. I just read that he had some kind of kidney infection and it spread all through his body, man. It put him in a coma. I didn't agree with most of what he had to say, man, but shout out to the brother and his family. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gotta remember, health is wealth. You know what I'm saying? That's part of the GOLD, right there that you gotta maintain. That's a part of loving yourself, man. Like a lot of you happiness was saying, you know what I'm saying, putting the proper foods in your body, man, so that you could even exist. You know what I'm saying? You gotta think about that. First things first and last things last. You gotta take care of your health, man. So I don't know if it was what was going on, but come on, Smoke. Now why you gonna say something like that to me? Just man, Smoke. Look, I don't even know what that is, but I could guess. Man, Smoke down. But magnetic, as if I'm voting. Nah, I'm not voting. You know what I mean? Because my reasoning is I don't have a dog in that fight. You know what I'm saying? There's things, with anything, things have a useful life. You know what I'm saying? Like they have a period of time when they're useful, and then sometimes that purpose is used up. You know what I mean? So in terms of voting, right now on that national level, we can't have no impact there. Now, for the people, those 19 families that that established their own land down there in Georgia, now see that's different because they voting amongst themselves. Yes, what I'm saying, for how they going to move forward. You know what I'm saying? But in terms of, if there was a movement like that, yeah, I would have solidarity with that, where we all register to vote and then no vote. Because that is a strategy. Like even in Congress, they got something called a no vote, where you let the people know, or just like you have people that resign from their jobs because they protest what was going on there. There's too much establishment, so they like, nah, I don't want to be a part of that. So yeah, there's that aspect, but right now, just in terms of, I'm disenfranchised and disillusioned. I don't have no time to be wasting, going down here to vote. You know what I'm saying? My idea is that, voting is like the retail end of politics. You know what I'm saying? We got to get more involved with the manufacturing part of politics, the wholesale part of politics. Yes, what I mean? Where, like, see, we got the lady now, AOC, right? Ocasio-Cortez. She's got people who educated her, right? In the political points of view that she has now. Yes, what I mean? She's got people who backed her, who gave her the money, who went out and helped her get the signatures so that her name could even be on the ballot. See, when you at that level, right? Then you ain't got to go outside and hold no sign. You got their number. You can call them up and say, "Yo, man, what the fuck is you doing?" You see what I'm saying? But as long as you just an anonymous person at the ballot box, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna have minimum impact. You know what I'm saying? And something else that I've noticed, and this is something that my grandmother was the first person that presented this kind of idea to me, when she said that she never, the only time she ever voted was for Obama. I think she voted. I know she wanted to, but I think she voted for Obama. Other than that, she never voted. You know, and her point of view was that a politician is only good for one term, because once they do that one term, then they learn how to steal, and then they ain't no more good no more. That's what I'm saying.
She's right. She's right.
Yeah, and I've started seeing that in New York politics. You know what I'm saying? Where certain politicians, when I remember, they was real strong for being about the people, right? But then the higher their aspirations got, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's people that when they was in the city council, they was giving the colored man hell. You understand what I'm saying? But then slowly, as now you rise up into state politics, you a high state politician, now I see you towing the corporate line a lot more. You understand what I'm saying? So that's another thing that's just occurred where I'm like, nah, it's not for me. You know, a political movement that we was gonna do from the scratch, but if you just saying that, okay, you know, even if you look at all the people who was running for president when they first started, when they first had those first Democratic debates, it was so many people, they had to have more than one debate. You understand what I'm saying? You're not getting a choice like that. You choosing between two people that the only difference between them is the different corporate interests that back them. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you're dealing with George Bush, it's the oil and gas industry that's behind it. You see what I mean? And he's gonna do things like invading countries with oil in order to benefit them. You understand what I'm saying? Obama was beholden to the pharmaceutical industry. You see what I mean? So when he got in office, he did something that benefited them for billions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? Ronald Reagan, he got in there in the defense industry. The what they call it, the military complex. You see what I mean? So he did a lot of things that benefited them. You see? So that's what I'm saying. We got to actually raise the person up from our own cycle, right? Like, you don't ever, like right now, that's the new buzzword, being on code, where we all one mind about what we should be doing and what we shouldn't be doing. The Jewish politicians is never all code. They see in the rest of America, y'all don't know, because they just, but look, you got people in New York that's just in the city council. They talk about Israel all the time. Experience this is that, you just got one small section of Brooklyn you represent. We talking about Israel. You see what I'm saying? But see, when we can produce those kind of people, because like I keep saying, everybody got to produce their own savior. Everybody's savior comes from amongst their own people. You understand what I'm saying? Hitler was a German. George Washington was an American. Moses was Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? Somebody has to rise up from the people, right, that has experienced the conditions of the people, right, and understand the change that need to be brought about, and then choose themselves to bring about that change. You see what I'm saying? So if we go back to that level of actually grooming the people, because there was a time when we was doing that. You know what I'm saying? There was a guy I was reading on, I can't recall his name, but he was one of the first lawyers black lawyers that was really successful in America, and he became the head of the law department at Howard University. So when Thurgood Marshall and the other brothers came there, right, he mentored them, right, on how to use the law to get freedom, justice, and equality, because he had been questioning the different laws the whole time. So he knew that, if people uh, develop the idea, right, and you find the right kind of people, right, because the first thing is, we being original people, if you come into the court and say this person needs civil rights, the first thing they're going to tell you, yeah, but this person is a criminal. See, that's what's happening with all these brothers that you seen that lost their life this summer, right? We saying, well, look, that wasn't right. The way you did that, you violated civil rights. And they're telling you, no, those people are criminals. Like, that's what they telling you about Breonna Taylor. We saying, listen, man, that was wrong, man. She should not die like that. And they saying, nah, she's a criminal. So a lot of these cases, like Brown versus Board of Education, particular people were chosen, right, so that they knew the colored man wouldn't be able to say nothing about them. You see what I'm saying? Just like it was several women, right, that had an issue on the buses in Selma, Alabama. It was several women that had problems, but none of them fit the description where the colored man wouldn't be able to say nothing. You see what I'm saying? Rosa Parks was the person that was chosen to go and do it because, yeah, it was being an issue, you know what I'm saying? But, her level of it was, she was chosen because, she had the right look, the right walk, the right talk. Was this Smoke Dallas said, my mind said is Black Revolution, Panther Power. So personally, I never voted and won't, but I definitely watch. But yeah, you gotta pay attention, you know what I'm saying, to what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you in a boxing match, you gotta watch the other guy's hands. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to just be in there moving without understanding. If you crossing the street, you gotta look and see where the cars is coming from. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, definitely pay attention, but when you're dealing with that revolution in the Panther Power, right? You gotta start where the Panthers started. See, that's one thing the Panthers did, was they progressed too fast to certain methods. You understand what I'm saying? Meaning that, start where the Panthers started, dealing with education, dealing with uplifting the community. You see what I'm saying? Because you don't have no military without people. And people got to be one mind. That's what basic training is for. So that even when we walk in lockstep. When we speak in lockstep. You understand what I'm saying? So that same kind of thing, has to happen. Like right now, we can see from the example, of the things, the protests that happened this year. Everybody's not on the same page. You know what I'm saying? You got Black Lives Matter now. Some people don't want to support Black Lives Matter. Some people want to see, you understand what I mean? All these different things, these divisions have to be eliminated. You cannot go to war with traitors on your side. You can't go to war with neutral people on your side. All of these people have to be eliminated. From within what you doing before you could be successful in that type of way. See, that's the one mistake I think they made, and then I think people continue to make, is focusing too much on that militant part, right? And not on that upliftment part. They was dealing with, the breakfast program and all the different things that was so civilized and righteous, right? That the colored man incorporated that into what he was doing and act like he don't know where it came from. Yeah, smoked out. You Kendall Rowland said I have to disagree, and I have to disagree with some of that. They need the black vote. They have always needed black people. I mean, well, needed for what? I mean, is the black vote a part of the coalition that they built? You know what I'm saying? Because you know the the Republicans at whatever point in their history decided to be the party of uh, the colored man, the colored people in general, but the colored man in specific. You understand what I mean? And being the case that the colored man, right, and the colored people in general, and the colored man was at that time, especially with the way voting was and everything, right? Being that, women wasn't even voting like that, right? You know, uh, uh, they got the biggest constituency. And see, that's why they realized that they could go on TV, say all types of offensive things, because they know that the vast majority of people who they telling that they representing them, right, is gonna stand up. So the other side then, right, in order for them to be successful, they had to build these coalitions. You see what I'm saying? So, you got the black people and the feminists and the, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You
Pardon
know,
me, y'all.
yeah,
That's the same way how they came with the union.
right.
This is why the unions is truly created, wasn't for our people, wasn't for blacks. The union was to make sure that we didn't get the jobs that we needed to help build their factories and everything else. To make sure that we didn't get paid properly and everything else. And back in the day, in the 1920s and everything, they would pay us less while whites was actually getting paid more money. They said, "Hey, you know what? Let's stop hiring these whites. We giving them too much money. We paying them more money. Well, we could pay these black people here instead of we paying the whites $3 an hour. We can pay these blacks $1 an hour and get things done. The same way how we had them out in the field.
Right.
Whites began to come with the union aspects to keep us at that level, but yet demanding that they keep their jobs. It's the same thing with politicians and a lot of other things. Even up to this day, it's the same thing. Now, like I said, going back to that seventh degree, making us think that we are all different. Blacks in Georgia is different from the blacks in New York. The blacks in New York is different from the blacks in California and everything else. And when I say blacks, I'm speaking of blacks, brown, and yellow. All right?
Mm-hmm.
I can use it on the concept black and brown. But yet, it makes us think that we're different. And that's their union. That's their union nowadays. And it destroys us uniting. of our own union. If you notice now, you rarely even see any more black coalitions fighting for these jobs.
Right.
Because our brown brothers and everything is working cheaper. This is why they're getting these jobs. And the greatest thing that's planted inside our head now is that we're dependent men, black men and women, because if you notice in the 60s, 70s, the woman's steps was to be treated more equally, which destroyed a lot of black families. To where now, and with a lot of brothers on here, you even see it, where now the woman says that they don't need a man.
Mm-hmm.
And when you sit back and observe it, that's what makes a stage within the thinking of a lot of brothers that, well, then I don't have to work anymore. I can get the welfare and I don't have to do anything. So this is why we are treated the way we are treated. If you're the foundation of your family, that means you got to be the one to uphold this way. But before you can uphold that way, you got to uphold yourself. And a lot of brothers don't want to do that. We're sitting here, just like if we're in politics, debating whether or not the Republicans is with us, the Democrats or the Independents. You want the truth? They're not with us. They're not with us.
Mm-hmm.
We say Black Lives, just like how, yes, you got movements against Black Lives Matter, but what hurts is that the only time Black Lives Matter is when a cop kill one of our brothers and sisters. But what about Black Lives Matter in our community with the youth out on the street pulling the guns out?
Mm-hmm.
With the Black Lives Matter, our community is falling apart. Where's the aspects of moral support of stepping forward to these people who they asking for our votes to start putting things within the black community? That's where Trump comes with that 500 million super promise and everything else. But we've been promising more gold for our labor for over 400 years in North America.
Yeah, absolutely. But Kendall Rowland, I don't know if you're still on, but you know, as things change in America, you know, our importance within that coalition is going down.
Yes.
You know, now I can agree with you on this. I wouldn't say that it's just going cold turkey. You know what I'm saying? It's not that it doesn't, you know, yeah, it still has some impact. But with each election cycle, it's going down and down. Like what I've been noticing personally is that however the white woman votes, that's who becomes president. And see, white women, they liked Obama. White women voted for Trump. White women voted for Bush. You know, and you know, even though the weird thing is they're not a minority. It's more women than men, and it's more white people than everybody else. So they the majority population. But if you think about it, even in terms of civil rights, right? Who benefited the most?
White woman.
You understand what I'm saying? White women. So you know, yeah, there's still some time. They still gonna humor some people. They still go to you know, talk to Charlemagne. You know, Joe Biden go to talk to Charlemagne. They still go to the black churches or whatever. But I'm saying the importance of that is going down and down. You know what I'm saying? You know, if it was important, they would not be running Kamala Harris.
Yep.
Because black people roundly rejected her across the board. Young black people, older black people, men, women, everybody rejected her. So that's what they're saying. It's not that important what you think. See, first of all, because even for whatever the significance of the black vote is, it's already established.
Yep.
It's already established. There's a certain, I was hearing this dude, they had a radio show, and he was talking about how Jews within one mosque, they have some people, one mosque, within one synagogue, they have some people that support the Republican candidate and some people support the Democratic candidate. So then no matter whoever wins, they got a connection with them.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying? So right now, it's actually a situation where they don't have to address any of our issues. You see what I'm saying? So even to whatever level is significant, it's really just something that it's like, it's already on the Democratic side. You just, don't mess up. Now, local elections, Abby was asking about local elections. Yeah, that's where you can have an impact, and even that's a small impact, you know what I mean? Because remember, the federal government trumps the local government. You know what I mean? So in general, what I'm saying is that politics, right, is something, politics is like a snack, but you're not going to be, you're not going to, this is not the key. You understand what I'm saying? Because if you got an enemy, right, and he controls politics, before I allow you to take me over with the politics, then it's just going to be a civil war. You understand what I'm saying? But in the meantime, can you get some better schools? You know what I'm saying? So that people can be more educated. Can you, cause them to put better food in the supermarket so people can have nutrition? Can you have some impact on how the police interact with the community, how the hospitals interact with the community? Yeah, you can have some limited success with that dealing with local government. You know what I'm saying? But you got to remember that, from the very beginning, we international pawns. You understand what I'm saying? We international pawns. So, even with the local government, they don't have a national guard. You know what I'm saying? they don't control a national guard where they can really enforce what they got to say.
Darkim, peace, God. I'm gonna go ahead and give me something to eat and everything. I tell the brothers on there, I say peace.
No doubt.
God, I see you in the future. You know that, Lord.
No doubt, God. See you in the morning all the time, God.
All the time. Indeed so.
Peace to
Tell
the
the
God.
family I said peace, God.
No doubt. Things like that. Bring that. Bow. Y'all know about that. Angel White. Wait, what was you saying again? I don't even recall what you said. What you said? Oh man, it's too far back. I can't find it. Yeah, that was a while back. Oh, you was talking about, politics and all this stuff. You was talking about, we probably like white strippers over here. I'm saying you do know we're the 5%, right? Jammy Jam said, look into the vote. Well, politics as the solution to our situation is just searching or pursuing promised goal. While sense of voting is like alchemy, even exchange. The God I says, shameful that many don't even know who is running locally and they have more control over their day-to-day than Trump. Yeah. You know, uh, how many people, know who their local representation is, let alone have anything to do with them so that you can actually, like with anything that you doing. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm saying we a community group, you know what I'm saying, that we deal with the community, you know what I'm saying? Do you know the people that's in your local government that can be resources to you? You know what I'm saying? That can angle you towards resources, get you involved with different things, right? That allow you to be more successful in what you doing. As W said, House of Cards was a good show dealing with the workings of politics. Kendall Rowland said, Dr. Claude Anderson said we should concentrate our votes in one solid block first to demand these politicians to create and enforce economic policies that will only benefit us. Indeed, but to me, that's still asking a little bit much. I think we need to concentrate, you know, uh, our ideas and our money, behind actually grooming the people. You know what I'm saying? Like when you deal with the sorority and fraternity movement, right? The brothers that went and started that, right? That was about them grooming generations that came after them, you understand, to see what was important and be able to help their community. So a lot of the politicians, right, the protesters, the people who was out there in the midst of the civil rights doing the fighting, they was people who was groomed, right, in these colleges that they was brought into with these fraternities and sororities. Whether you agree with the whole premise of it now or whatever, I'm saying at that time, right, a lot of them manifested supreme mathematics yet. So they only responsible for what they know was right at that time. AJ White, yeah, I do think Biden is in trouble in terms of these debates. I'm sure, YouTube would appreciate us watching the debate on here. But I will get a chance to check it, even if it's in retrospect. Tommy Robinson, we got knowledge came in. Supreme Man has been in the building. Now it said black folks are too worried about the fires. This in the first, it said this in the first, that gate to be setting up the first, second, third, fourth, and so on and so forth. Let's forget about the first one that did it as a black person. I see what you're saying. Yeah, we get too caught up in the success of one person, and we don't understand that it's not always beneficial to the whole. I mean, it's good power to that person. You know what I'm saying? But uh, sometimes we come to the point where we even celebrating the success of people that's doing things that's directly detrimental to us. Yeah, yeah. I know this is a Hotep channel knowledge. Smoke Dollar said, I don't like the Black Lives Only Matter When argument. I'm from Roosevelt, Long Island. Is stop the violence marches damn near every week. I mean, I wouldn't say, I wouldn't word it like that to say Black Lives Only Matter When. But what I will say is that it can't just be a slogan. It can't just be a sign, that we carrying around City Hall. It does have to be a way of life. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, understand what I'm saying from the situation that we in right now. You know what I'm saying? We're, uh, you know, uh, the people who place the least amount of value on Black lives is Black people. You know what I'm saying? Like, uh, you know, dudes that wouldn't think twice about shooting up their own block, shooting up people that they known, their whole life. They wouldn't dare go in the white area and shoot nobody. I'm not saying that that's everybody, but I'm saying that that's something that's been ingrained, to the point where, we call our people Africans and we say it in a more derogatory way than the colored man say it. And when I say Africans, I don't mean just that, just that one group, you know what I'm saying? Like, if anybody remembers a couple of weeks ago, maybe that was last week, we had a brother that came in and he started going at it with everybody. He even asked me if I disagreed with him about something. He asked me if I was West Indian. You know what I'm saying? Like if that was going to explain why I disagreed with him. You understand what I'm saying? But I do think it's gotta move. It's gotta be a part of day-to-day life. It's gotta be a part of us knowing who we are, right? And having love for us as a whole. Kendall Rowland said, the brother is saying the point I was getting at. They historically have been the bloodsuckers and leeches of the original man. They have always needed us, but they fool us to make us think that we need them. I mean, they need us, but I'm saying for this political kind of realm, I mean, first of all, you got to look at, what is the actual voting population of original people? I'm saying once you subtract all the people that's under 18, right? Once you subtract, all of the people that have been affected, right, by the death, hell, and destruction in America. I mean, all of the drug addicts who is not going to be able to get themselves together to vote. You know what I'm saying? All of the brothers who should be upstanding members of the community right now, right? But they return to the essence, you know what I'm saying, in these different wars. You know what I'm saying? All of the brothers who is incarcerated or have been incarcerated and because of that have lost their their voting rights. So is there a number on what is the actual voting population? You know what I'm saying? Like we know that approximately 100 million people in America vote. Out of that 100 million people, how many is original? That's peace magnetic wise. That's what we aim to do. Each one teach one. Is anybody doing the double thing, the double take? Is anybody watching the debate on the other screen? What's going on? Wise 97 said the population votes, yet many do not understand how the electoral college votes. See, the electoral college is another reason why, I really prefer, let somebody else vote. You know what I'm saying? Uh, uh, the electoral college is designed so that the ruling power can never be lost to the masses. It's not really about whether the Republican win or the Democratic. What it's really about, right, is that if we just dealing with democracy, right? Democracy means majority rule. Like it means rule of the people. But if everybody got one vote, right, then whoever's in the majority is going to rule. And so if we talk about a number where, in our teachings, we call them 10%, right? But we know, from the numbers that they say right now that we really talking about 0.1%. So if you 0.1%, 1%, 10% of the population, your biggest fear is the masses coming together and majority ruling and taking your power and your money. So in order to avoid that, right, the real only part of the federal government that people is supposed to be the representatives of the people is the congressman. The senators, the people didn't vote for the Senate until the early 1900s, like 1912 or something like that. Before that, the senators from the state was chosen by the legislatures. In some states, of course, the governor was so powerful, he controlled the legislature, so he had the power over it, but it was controlled by the other state lawmakers. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, the electoral college is set up not to really control the election, each election to election. It's not about that. It's about, because at the end of the day, these people is all just like, I don't know what would be the tie between these two. You know what I'm saying? Look, Trump used to hang with Clinton, used to hang with the Clintons. Biden used to hang with the Clintons. You know what I'm saying? They at the end of the day, they all a part of the same club. You know what I'm saying? This dude is running you in skull and crossbones. You running against a dude that's in skull and crossbones. They have, that's what's called, classes within society. They are part of the elite class, the ruling class. You know what I'm saying? So, that's neither here nor there. What they really don't want is the masses of people to gain no kind of power. That's what the electoral college is about. You know what I'm saying? We have to deal with less equality, right? And how this thing is ruled. You see what I mean? The other choice would be you would have to deal with more equality with everybody, so then nobody would feel, that you have so much while we're struggling, so then nobody's going to want to, there would be less desire for somebody to say, well, let's all get together and vote and take his step. But of course, equality in this particular society would be impossible. Oh man, Biden is getting lumped up already. He didn't even all right, no doubt Calm is Lonely. Shout out to Calm is Lonely. You got which hoodie did you get? The Silverback Society, or you got the God Cipher? But yeah, shout out to Mr. 120. Mr. 120 and a couple other people made purchases. You know what I'm saying? That's greatly appreciated. Support for the channel and all of that. Kendall Rowland said, I agree 100%. The knowledge of self is the only way that the black race can raise ourselves from this condition. There is no outside solution. The solution lies within. Steve Foster said, can someone point me in the right direction? Agent White said, Biden is getting lumped up. Biden is already getting lumped up in the debate over there. But look, I knew it was going to happen, man. Let me tell you something. You know, and this is like a sidebar right here. Peace. This turn the sound out. Peace, yeah. You know, this is like a sidebar. But see, let me tell you something, man. You don't want to get in no thing where you playing the dozens. You don't want to get into nothing where you playing the dozens with somebody from Queens. Like you don't know about. Look, it's people in here. Call me Mr. 120 from Queens. Ask Mr. 120, man. See, dudes from Queens will say something to you that you ain't nah, so we gotta fight, man. You know what I'm saying? You know how they say sticks and stones break my bones, but words will never hurt me. You ain't never had a conversation with somebody from Queens. You know what I'm saying? Listen. See, Trump is from Queens. So I already knew how that was going down. You know, listen, this was the sidebar that I was going to say, you know, when I seen that it was inevitable that Jay-Z and Nas was going to have that battle, I already knew who was going to win. I'm dead ass. It wasn't even. It wasn't even about the skills, man. It was about, dude, I know Queens, man. I know Queens, man. Supreme said, when studying the electoral college today, your popular vote will only count if they go with the flow. 4 times in history, the electoral college superseded the popular vote. Texas, Cali, Florida have the most delegates.
I think Pennsylvania one of them states too. They got a lot of delegates.
Wait, Biden? Oh, you got the silverback hoodie too, SW? Yeah, shout out. See, that's why I gotta go back to advertising. I see, man. That's yeah. But you know, I just figured this out. I was watching some other people's videos and it just hit me how they doing that. I'm gonna do some other fancy stuff soon. But yo, thanks for that right there. You know what I'm saying? That support, you know, for the channel, you know, and keep all my fancy programs running and everything.
Came a long way from this to phone, huh? Sitting on the couch, huh?
Yeah.
Peace to the God.
I'm saying New York is up there with the electoral college too, right? We should be like right behind. We should be right behind Florida, right? I think Florida just passed us like last year or something. Like this last election, Florida just passed it. But you know what's wild is that all those new people in Florida is people that retired from New York. Smoked Hour said Trump is blowing the dog whistle like he's blowing bubbles. Communist this, socialist that. But you know, those is dog whistles for old people. You know, yeah, because you know, to them, you know, communists and socialists, that's World War II. See, the younger generation who don't have no knowledge of that, they taking all this kind of stuff offensive when he started talking about that. Plus, I'm gonna tell you something. If Trump, wait, these are really the things Biden is saying? 793rd? He told Trump to shut up, man.
They taking it. Oh, they watching the debate.
Oh man, he's going down, man. He's going down. You know, he better not forget nothing like he's been doing.
Oh, Sleepy Joe.
Yeah. Dr. Deckenstein said the candidate only needs something like 211 electoral college votes to win. So in actuality, a candidate can lose in 39 states, win in the 11 most important states to be president. Now look, that's the strategy. What you just enumerated right there is the Republican versus the Democrat strategy. The Democrat is after those 11 states, and the Republicans is after the other 39.
That's how Trump won.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Where, look, when's the last time you seen a Republican candidate come to New York? Because to them, it's a waste of time. Like the last time New York voted Republican was probably Teddy Roosevelt, because he was the governor of New York. You know what I'm saying? But I you know, oh man, y'all gonna make me check it out, man.
With the debate.
Yeah, I can't. Shit, I don't know.
Yeah.
YouTube,
You know it's gonna be on.
YouTube gonna take the channel off, and then I can't pretend I was teaching today. I mean, YouTube gonna take my video down, and then I can't pretend I was teaching today.
Why?
Yeah, you copyright.
Oh, you showed something in the debate. Or for people putting up what he said.
Yeah. Jerry E. Jam said, I think Biden getting smacked because that's what his candidacy was designed for, designed to fall apart and make the left look weak. I mean, you're right about that. That's an old school entertainment staple. You know what I mean? Ralph and Ed, Laurel and Hardy, what's that? Abbott and Costello.
They call it the sidekick.
Yeah, right. Where is one dude that's ostensibly, you know, on face value, one dude seems like the dumb guy, but the other guy is really dumber. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like on face value, Ed seems like the dumb guy, but Ralph is really dumber. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, Costello seems like the dumb guy, but Abbott is really dumber. You know, Pinky seems like the dumb guy, but the brain is really dumber. You understand what I'm saying? And that is the kind of, and you know, depending on what kind of character you like, you know, this is the level of entertainment that you're dealing with. Who's the moderators? Oh man, SW. That's a gunshot. Orange versus white. That's a gunshot, man. First we got Smoked Out talking about the Atlanta flu.
They call that the straight man.
Right, the straight man. Yeah, the sidekick and the straight man. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So, you know, that definitely is something that happens. You know what I'm saying. You know, where you got the lovable loser, and you got to realize that this DC stuff is very Hollywood. It's very Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? They have makeup artists, and you know, they got the whole get up, man.
Teleprompter.
Yeah, you understand what I'm saying?
Scripted, everything's scripted.
It's very Hollywood. You know, I tell you, that's they saying. I didn't make that up. Politics is Hollywood for ugly people. That's
I never heard that before.
Yeah, that's saying. Washington D.C. is Hollywood for ugly people.
And the crazy part, D.C. is a nice city.
But who's doing the moderating? Charlemagne? He said, who's doing the moderating, man?
Who does say doing the moderator? Who does say doing the moderator for that?
Yeah, 793rd. But it's been old man comedy to me ever since it got down to Warren, Biden, what's the other dude name from Vermont? Bernie Sanders.
Oh yeah, Bernie Sanders.
And Trump. Ever since it was down to them, it's like, dude, change ain't coming with these old
How can it?
with these old heads, man.
How can it? It's more the same. Like they saying, and the crazy part is like they saying like 70-year-old white men represent America.
Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you another thing. Now look, y'all asked me about an obscure story. I'm gonna have to check that out too with the $500 that Trump is. I wonder if he's gonna bring that up tonight. But did anybody see a story? Somebody sent me a story in the Post, right? Where Biden's son was involved in some kind of prostitution. You didn't see that?
Nah. There's always something with Biden's son.
Yeah. You be wild.
There's always something with Biden's son. That was the whole what you call this thing was about Biden's son, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he is stone cold nut.
See, look. It was in the Post. So
or human trafficking.
That's a bad sign.
that was a low blow right there. Prostitution or human trafficking.
That's a bad omen.
You know, that's just nasty old white man anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. They said his son was sending money. His son was sending money to some accounts that's involved with prostitution and human trafficking.
You see that?
Yeah, I think he was solicited.
Did you see that commercial with the white lady in the house, and she hears somebody at the door, like creeping around in the back, and she calling 911, and they saying that like Biden wants you to get rid of 911. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you know Trump running on that, Biden ain't gonna keep you safe.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He did law and order. You know, he's back on that law and order. Then I had to call it 911 ain't answered. Then the dude like bust in the door and they said you won't be safe in Biden's America. Like around this time, it's a good time to start watching them political commercials. They got one with Biden almost look like Trump.
Yeah, SW. They say he's funding. He's sending funds to traffickers. Chris Wallace is doing the moderating.
Chris Wallace gonna grind Trump up.
Yeah, but I don't think even Chris Wallace could save Biden, man.
All they're gonna do is talk to each other.
And I already told y'all too, if Trump gets this nominee on the Supreme Court, then really it don't matter if he win or lose. Like his legacy will kind of be established.
But that'd be like number 4.
Is it? He put the dude that they accused, the crazy lady came out and made out
of college, right?
Yeah, she was something crazy.
But then he had one before that though, didn't he?
Huh?
I think he found on number 4.
I think Gorsuch.
Cause they definitely gonna have what's the word I'm looking for? Like they gonna have a majority. It's definitely gonna be majority conservative.
I just know that, between him and Bush, they put a lot of people on there that's young. And you know that the Supreme Court is for life. So,
exactly.
you know, you got like the next 20 or 30 years. You understand what I'm
Almost
saying?
40, depending on how old they are.
Depending on how old. You understand what I'm saying?
Because what
And
Ruth Bader Ginsburg, she stopped at like 80.
nah, she like 90 something. Talking about the Notorious.
She was old.
The Notorious RBG.
Thurgood was old. Probably the next one coming up is probably what's his name? The black dude. He been on there for about 30 years, right? Clarence Thomas.
As W said, these past 2 years, I've heard enough trafficking stories. I work for what y'all call and now why CPS. I thought it's ACS, right?
I don't know.
I think it used to be CPS.
CPS, I know CPS is in Florida.
It's
Child Protective
I think
Services.
it's ACS out here now. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. But you know, I don't want to get into that right now because this is a Hotep channel, and
but you can do it. You represent it.
because you know, some of this
Yes,
human
17%.
some of this human trafficking, man, you know, I told y'all we're gonna start doing some lives on the Patreon. You know, we can speak more freely. But yeah, sometimes you know I'm looking at the person that's telling you they've been human trafficked. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, all right, man. Look. Yeah, like, you ever hear some of the stories? You be like,
nah.
Well, why you just get on the bus and go home?
like you got the bus and came here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, I've been in Oakland and stuff, so I know how to bring.
You understand what I'm saying? Look, you know something? You just hit it on the head. See, that's what affects my mind. You know what I'm saying? And see, I'm from New York. And see, New York got 8 million stories. And if you want to start hearing those 8 million stories, go down by Port Authority. Go down by Port Authority, and you got people coming off those buses with every story in the book. You understand what I'm saying? And you know, in New York, it's just one of the things where you know, maybe the first 2 or 3 times you can buy this stuff.
Who was that? That was Melly Mel, right? She went to the city and got some Diddy. She had to get a Pepsi cook bed on her.
You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, the silverback. Yeah, I got the hats to match with that too. The beanie hats. Hold on, let me see if I can get that up there right now, real quick before we be out. See, that's what it is too. But you know, we're on the way now. We're on the way.
Yeah, a lot of times you see cats they have the channels where they had a thing underneath too. But you gotta have enough what you call it to do something like that too.
We on the way to having enough subscribers where we can start putting the links in there. Wait, let me see.
That was a joint too, the 8 million stories. 8 million stories.
Oh yeah. Most definitely.
Yeah, 8 million stories in the next city. Some real cool, some real pretty. About the main streets in the ghetto culture, pushing stuff. Yeah, I was thinking about what y'all was doing on yesterday when they was talking about the Bronx and the hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like that was crazy. Like I was thinking, like if anything, hip hop helped us take the devil off our planet because it definitely gave cats a chance to have control over their own music.
For a quick minute.
And that was something that the devil had control of for months, years, months, and days. Way back from the blues days. Even cats that had black record companies, they were still under the thumb of the Jews. Like you said, for a quick minute. And once they let the Jews back in, it was a wrap. Started with the Beastie Boys. That's when they let them back in. The Beastie Boys and Rick Rubin, that was it.
The Beastie Boys, they was they was decent.
Definitely. Like they still in the game. But now a lot of their stuff is more like rockish.
Well, it was always rock and roll. That was like they was really a rock group. And I ain't sure whatever made them catch the bug to become MCs, but hold on, I'm about to show you the hats that I got that go with the silverback hoodies there. Yeah, I just I didn't even know it was gonna be coming down.
It was supposed to start late. It was supposed to start around like 12. Around for the night. What's going on with the remote learning thing?
Oh man, that's a whole other what's the name? Hold on, I gotta tell you about that in a minute.
Everywhere.
They're saying that, but it's only a matter of time. Personally, I think they just did that to make everybody buy school clothes. Yeah, but you still gotta buy that. You know what I'm saying? You
push that paper.
You still got to get the chain. I mean the shoes and all that.
But what did I say? They got all these stores with all this book bags, all the accessories, knowing that this trying to get people to spend extra money.
Yeah, that's the hand green with the black ball like that.
Yeah, I got them in all different colors. That's just one color. That's just one color right there. That this shirt right here, it comes in navy too.
Okay, with the gray on there.
Yeah, but I got the black hat with the gray, the solid black, the solid navy, solid gray. They go together with that. I'm gonna do the baseball caps too.
Look how it comes up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm watching right now.
The graphics I use is hold on. I can't even recall. Vintage logo. Wait, did anybody see a story? Somebody sent me a story. Who got $750 tax bill?
They still talking about Trump.
The sweatshirts, you gotta go here.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm about to put the link in there. I think if you look in the description box for this video, the link is in there too. That's the link. That's the link to the hoodies. All right. We got a question here for the room. How are you successful in your overtaking, and what did you overtake? You know, that's that should be easy after the topics we dealt with today.
Definitely. Make you wisdom born, that make you successful. What's the difference between the overtaking and the undertaking?
Generally speaking, undertaking is, anything that, you decide to do. You know what I'm saying? Overtaking is more like conquering.
Yeah, I'm understanding that, but I was saying if I was asking the person who asked the question.
Oh yeah, these brothers. Hold on, let me put the link for people to come in the chat. If y'all prefer
Who in there? Guys have the bone in
to
there?
build our way.
No, he know how it's working.
Guys, he's somewhere in the background. It's too early for him.
He's the hardest working man.
Yeah, the hardest working man on the south side. He's still on the plantation right now.
Was John in there? Was he thinking there?
He on the plantation burning up right now.
I can't even see who was on there.
Because he got something to say. But
he trying to get out there first.
Yeah, he can.
Peace.
They about to give him welcome, baby.
Peace.
Peace.
I ain't watching no debate. I'm watching the Yankees.
You watching it? Nah, you're not allowed to watch New York sports. Take that
What?
off.
I'm a Yankee fan, son. Go ahead with that.
You've been banned. You've been banned from New York sports, say.
Just because the Lakers gonna win the chip, don't get mad at me, son.
Nah, man.
Peace,
You
God.
gotta wait till next week when the Lake show comes back on.
You come on tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what you gotta wait for.
Come on, man.
Yeah, Miami. I don't know how they made it, but they
can get one. They can get one game. It'll be over in 5.
793rd. Is Joe Biden really saying this, or are you making this stuff up, man?
I ain't watching that, man. Debates are pre-scripted, like plays. They got a whole script that they read right under their thing, man. They got script writers, man.
Yeah, definitely that.
I ain't watching that, man. It's a waste of time.
Yeah, you're right. By the time, even by the time they get there, they've already rehearsed everything they're gonna say.
Actual fact.
You could tell it's certain things where it's like they kind of playing it by ear, but this statement right here, you knew you was gonna say that. You just was waiting for your chance.
What he say?
You know what I'm saying?
They might even have earbuds and getting, especially them two old dudes. They might have earbuds and people telling them what to say anyway.
Man.
Them dudes is old.
I just want to check it out, man. To see like this stuff that 793rd is saying, that Biden is saying. I want to see how ridiculous it gets. And I really wanted to see, I wanted to see too, if they was gonna keep the question in about reparations. You know what I'm saying? Because that was something that I saw you know,
Ain't
really,
that Trump's platinum plan? That's his form of reparations.
yeah. What
The
is that?
platinum plan.
The brothers was just talking about that. I didn't get a chance to hear that yet. You know.
The platinum plan is a bunch of things that he said he's going to give directly to black people. So my thing is this: he's probably desperate to get the black vote to a certain degree because we already know this is scripted reality. But however, I think that black people could use it as a way to make Democrats more accountable. Like this dude put all his cards on the table. So, pun intended, y'all need to trump this. Now, that way we have a checklist. So when the Democrats don't do what they said they're going to do, the next time they need us, we do not acquiesce to them. That's the only way this platinum thing could be used in our favor. You know what I'm saying? Because the Democrats are never held accountable for anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said a while ago, they make vague statements and they put in minority or people of color. You know what I'm saying? This dude is saying black people, but I heard Tariq Nasheed break down the platinum thing, and he said in the middle it is people of color and minorities in it. And like you were saying earlier, they call a black woman a minority, though she is the majority in population.
The white woman is a minority.
So they play a lot of word games. You know what I'm saying? In politics.
Because the
But
white
the
woman,
Democratic Party, they need to be held accountable. What you say, God?
I said the white woman, they consider them a minority.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, but they're not. They were considered minority by the treatment of their own men. But minority is supposed to deal with population strictly. But they play games, G.
They just said this is pure entertainment. I
That's
mean,
all it is. I know that without watching it. I ain't watching that. The Yankees is winning 11-2 in the top of the eighth.
You watching that?
who you think the entertainment is mostly for, Agent White? Like who are they trying to entertain?
Black woman and white man.
That's the people who
Anybody who classified as 85%. And that has no color.
I'm gonna say black women and white men because like them is the people that they fighting for right now. White men love Trump. They don't give a care what he do. They love Trump. Like I'm working around it, you know what I mean? Like I'm working out in Pennsylvania in the suburbs. You see a bunch of Trump, everything Trump. Even my boss, he got a new Trump hat, got a Trump face mask, Trump flag on the crib.
Oh man, y'all Grimes. Agent White said Biden already sweated all the makeup off his brow, but Trump is still perfectly coiffed up there.
That dude's 77 years old, man.
Oh man.
He might get it.
Somebody don't let him see you sweat, man.
Huh?
Because
do you know Biden's political career started in 1970, guy?
yeah, that's what I be telling people, that Biden was mentored by the Dixiecrats. Like,
Right.
He put the line on that.
I think he actually like gave like the eulogy or something. You know, I don't quote me on that, but he had something to do with Strom Thurmond's funeral and all that. But like those Robert Byrd type of dudes like that, those was
Strom Thurmond, he was a true devil.
Yeah, those was his mentors when he first came in the Senate.
Biden was one of the ones that pushed the line hard on that mandatory minimums and all that.
Yeah, that's what we was talking about. Where I was saying that you know with Trump, it's you got to be worried about what he might do. You know what I'm saying? Whereas with Biden, we already know how you get that.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've been said it's the wolf and the fox, God. And it's the left wing, right wing, same dirty bird. It is so absurd or absurd that we have to be witnesses to this theater of reality. It's bewildering to me. It's crazy, God. This is the worst political choices I've ever seen, man.
But if you study,
And listen,
if you study the history,
I thought I said the same thing last time. I didn't know it could get this bad.
Yeah, it's worse.
if you study the history of politics, though, it's always been designed to be like this.
Well, I say this, God. I think initially, right, politics had a focus. However, with the advent of the economic
It's
uh,
focused.
uh,
It's
upheaval
focused.
in politics, it became prostituted.
Partly,
Those
partly.
people.
I read Aristotle's book on politics, and it was
Hmm.
always focused on economics.
Mm,
It even talks about how to treat slaves.
mm. That's peace, God. I gotta do a knowledge of that because me, I got a little bit of political history or whatever that I'm dealing with now. So I see the books get cooked. They raise millions and millions and millions of dollars. They cook the books. They give faulty personal accounts. Um, it's terrible, God. But it's a real way to get rich real quick.
Because it's all a political, it's a popularity contest.
It's a money grab, indeed.
You know what I'm saying? Whoever the most popular person is going to win the contest. It's just like high school, but with the 70 year
Mm,
old playing high school games.
right, God. Right. I feel you on that.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's something that got me into politics because when I learned what the word meant, it means many people.
Mm,
It's a Greek word, poly and tick.
right.
Poly means many, tick means people. So it's always going to be a popularity contest. You know what I mean?
Mm,
That's why we got the electoral college because you can't
indeed.
be too popular because you can win the popular vote and not win the election.
Indeed. I
Don't
was
be
studying that
too
today.
popular.
And it said only 4 times in history has the electoral college not gone with the popular vote.
Oh, hold on. Stop. Full stop. Trump brought up the super predator comment.
Ah,
Oh man, he just won.
he just punched him in the gut.
Oh
He
man, it's
punched
over.
him in the gut.
It's a wrap.
And Trump
It's a wrap. Yeah, listen. He said, wait a minute. He said super predator on TV. Listen, that's
You
like
gotta come back. You gotta come back with the Central Park jogger stuff.
on TV with cracks, man.
You gotta come back with the Central Park jogger stuff.
Oh man, Agent White, it's over. It's done.
You gotta come back with the Central Park jogger comments.
It's over,
You
live.
got to.
You talking about body can't even remember that happened.
Sleepy Joe. All he got left is beginnings. That's all he can talk about now.
Mm.
Oh man,
I hope he got something up his sleeve.
rock theme. Oh man.
Trump is built for
What I
debate.
say though, politics, the way I always looked at it is, I mean, because of the way it's developed now with the voting and everything, yeah, it's a popularity contest, but it's kind of a bully game. You know what I'm saying? Where the political contributor to society, right, doesn't really have anything to add. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, let's say you got dudes, everybody's moving on their own, you know what I'm saying? I need to barter some fish with you for some yams or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And then some political dude comes over and says, yeah, you know what? Let's meet right here every day. Yeah, see what I'm saying? Why you want some meat right here? Cause you know what I'm saying? And look, being that we eating right here, right now, right? Okay, now everybody needs to pay me. You know what I'm saying? How much you was making off the man? All right, let me get 5 cents. You understand what I'm saying? Like that's what the government, like right now, that's what they're doing.
Taxes.
Yeah, like right. See, we don't really interact with them on an average day. You know what I'm saying? But we paying the tolls, we paying the meters, we paying the taxes. You know what I'm saying? They getting a chunk out of everything that we do. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I say, man, like we gotta build our own politicians.
Yeah.
If you're gonna play that game, you gotta build your own politician.
I agree with that 100. You got to raise them up.
Real talk. You got to, man. Like
we got to do that with baby. Period.
The only way you're gonna fight this system, man, you gotta fight it from the inside. Or you just gonna be outside knocking on the door the whole time. Somebody gonna keep telling you, hold on, you gonna come right there. Somebody be right. You know, you're knocking on the door. They be like, hold on, somebody be right there. And you wait. Somebody else will come. Oh, I didn't know you was out here. Hold on, somebody be right there. Real talk. Like that politician game, man. And then once you get the money involved, and now they got them super PACs and all that.
Yeah.
Where they just funnel money. Like you can make
incredible amounts of money, y'all. You could run for any office, like a major office, like probably mayor on up, and just make enough money to chill the rest of your life, depending on what city you're running in.
Yeah.
And lose on purpose and still get rich.
Because if you're gonna make the money, you're gonna make enough money to make the connects. Once you make the connects, you're rich.
Right.
And then you gotta look at these places where they got the worst, like places like Detroit and stuff like that. Where cats always in trouble.
Look how Trump is looking at him.
He in a real aggressive stance.
Trump looks like he about to come across that podium.
Trump is built for that. He already had a TV show. He know how to act.
Right.
Yeah.
He built for that.
They've been asking for it for years.
And like you said, the bully game. If you ever watch games in New York, you see how they was bullying for the politicians.
Indeed.
And you go to a lot of these third world countries. That's what they do. You ain't voting, we kill you.
Oh yeah, they don't play.
You know, Jamaica was bad with that.
Yeah, man. That what's that? The JPP versus the GMP?
Yeah.
Crazy, yo.
And it was just for politics.
Yeah, they political game is deadly over there. You die.
What's the 750 tax bill you keep talking about, Jamie Jan?
Trump only paid $750 in taxes.
In the last 15 years.
In the last 15 years, he only paid $750.
Yeah.
That's what the guy was talking about yesterday when he said, I want to know how I can pay
$750
in Texas for the next 15 years.
In the last 50, see, you know, Trump, he plays games with his money.
He played games with everybody's money, man. You see what he did to AC, man.
What happened in AC? Oh,
he turned AC into man, he burnt AC. Yeah,
that's true. When you go in the hood, the hood of AC is terrible. I used to be down there. It's terrible. If you ain't affiliated with the casinos in AC, you're nothing and nobody.
Yeah, I mean, right now you got these two traders up here.
Like how you bankrupt a casino? Like you got to be gangster.
You got these two traders. You got these two traders up here. So Now we gotta see which one is promising us more gold.
That's trading with a T or a D?
Both.
Yeah. If they a D now, then they gonna turn over, put the T on there once they get locked.
Like as soon as they get it off this, then we're gonna see the T.
Yes, sir.
So, but right now, so I guess Biden is gonna have to put together some kind of package, talking about his reparations now and then, to go platinum package.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing over platinum, is it? Diamond. The diamond package.
Well, you know, that's kind of social though, because diamonds is not really that valuable.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm just going by the music ratings.
Yeah.
If you go platinum, then the next step is to go diamond.
Right.
Yankees just hit another home run. It's 12-2.
Who they playing?
They playing Cleveland.
What they doing? What they doing in the playoffs?
Damn.
This is the first game of the playoffs. The Yankees up 12-2 in the top of the ninth. Stanton just hit a home run. Solo shot.
They play?
Cleveland Indians.
Oh, the Indians?
Yeah. They had a better record than the Yankees in the regular season. So it's in Cleveland. Yankees they mollywopping these cats.
Yankees any chance in the postseason.
Magnetic watch. Yeah, when you on Facebook, you can't see the people that's on YouTube, and the people on YouTube can't see you. So Agent White said, I find politics entertaining, but some people consider it serious business. I mean, it's a little bit of both.
Definitely. It's too much money involved.
It's serious. That's right. It's serious when you're making that money.
Yeah, and you know, they sending people off to war, you know what I'm saying, and these type of things that, prison, all of that, you know, so it's serious, it's entertaining, you know, the level of ridiculousness, you know what I'm saying, that you know, it goes to.
But the crazy part is to get serious when it get entertaining when it gets serious. Like this shit tonight. This is a serious debate, but I bet it's very entertaining.
Wait a minute, this is not serious. Wait, Biden just said defunding police. Trump named one group that supported your defunding plan. I got time. Trump didn't have no defunding plan. See, you can't be talking like that, man. You already lost, man. He might as well send the broad to the next one.
That might have been Trump to him. Name somebody. I got time.
Nah,
that sounds like Trump.
He just said Biden said that.
Biden said it?
Who said that 793rd?
Trump never support defunding the police.
Yeah, that had to be Trump.
Like defunding the police means get rid of the police.
No, actually, defunding don't mean get rid of the police. Defunding means.
I know that. I'm just saying, like that's what a lot of Republicans are trying to push. That it means get rid of the police. But all they're trying to say is take some of the money that you're spending on police and use it for social programs. Most cities spend almost a third of their budget, their whole city budget, on police.
Right.
That's a lot of bread for whatever city you're in.
And then compare that with how much they spend on the school system.
Right.
So you know they ain't spending nothing on the school system.
Indeed so.
Like I remember like this back in '97. I was in California. I was locked up in San Francisco County. And we was having like, you know, they always got cats coming in there and building with you. And the cat was saying in the last 10 years, California had built 15 prisons and only 5 colleges. And this was back in, like I said, this is back in 97. And that was then. You know the most populated prison state is Pennsylvania.
I ain't know that.
Pennsylvania got more prisoners per capita than any other state.
Mm. I just seen a report that said in 1970s, it might have been 1970, it was only 500 prisons in the United States, and now it's 10,000.
Well, I can tell you the New York number in like 1970, there was 8 prisons in New York.
Mm.
And 2 of them was really for like drug people. You know what I'm saying? And I think 1 of them was adolescents.
How many is it now?
The last time I checked, I think 78.
Damn.
It's crazy.
But that was a while back.
They still supposed to be closing Rikers Island?
Well, you know, that's one of the things I've been saying, you know, the effects of all this lockdowns and all this stuff is just coming about. So, you know, they're a little bit strapped for cash on that right now. You know what I'm saying? They're a little bit strapped for cash.
They got enough people to put in them.
It was supposed to be till 2026. You know, and then another thing is, you know, with the little spike in crime that's happening right now. So that's a tough call to say if that's really going to happen.
Right.
You know, which I wondered about that from the jump. Nah, they put it in the reality show.
Mm.
But yeah, they we'll see what happens. But yeah, though, we getting ready to wind this one down right here. You know, if we got any questions, last questions, now's the time to ask.
God,
Yeah.
next week I'm supposed to be coming through. Where you at now? And me, you, and Imp supposed to do something.
Me, you, and him supposed to do something.
Yeah, we supposed to have a show, like, and then me and Imp is gonna do a show called the Total Population Show.
But a show?
Yeah, we're gonna do a show, like a 5% show.
Like a podcast?
All right. Yeah. Something about some content, but I didn't get a chance to go into detail.
Big Lord Jamel is starting a Netflix type of channel.
Oh yeah, he hit me about that already. But I'm more than likely gonna go live.
No, I know. Me and him is gonna do a more structured program, but we definitely want you, you know, to come in.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a more structured, but I'm gonna be more like Johnny Carson. I'm gonna be more like Johnny Carson or Regis Philbin.
Okay, we're gonna do something a little different, but we're gonna, you know, just intermingle with each other's shows all the time.
Mm-hmm.
My show's gonna be called Total Population because I'm dealing with everything.
All right, yeah, but yeah, Lord Jamel, he got like some whole, he got like his own
Netflix
whole channel or something that he bought.
Yeah, we about to rock out with the God. Also on that song you did, I dropped the vocals in the hook for it.
All right.
I ain't get it yet though. I've been asking Judah to send me the song for like a week and a half. He ain't sent it yet. Mm-hmm. So I can send it to you. And I sent you a beat too.
Yeah, I got that.
Okay. That's what it is, though. Hey, God, you still live down here, God?
Huh?
God, you still live down here?
Who?
The God behind you, he still live down here?
No. I live in Allentown.
Okay.
Well, I can get your map, though. I was just out of town the other day to go see my grandma in my White City.
Get it from the God. He got it.
Okay, no doubt.
Hit me up, man.
Indeed. Did they start having rallies in Trenton again?
Nah, I don't know what's gonna happen with that. Brothers, they don't want to come around me now because I'm back on my "you gotta know your lessons" type vibe, and I'm taking people through their lessons.
That'll put cats in their shell, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
I know
man.
from personal experience.
Well, I got knowledge in Brownsville. I don't know no other way to be.
Indeed.
Hey, man. That's how the
Know
people.
your lesson. Everybody who listening, know your lesson. Do not get caught out there. It's no fun.
At least that. But yeah, everybody do the each one teach one and hit the like button if you didn't hit it already. If you're new to the channel, of course, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? The subscribers is moving up.
Yeah, no.
And yeah, a little bit of it. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
Darkim,
Yeah,
do you have a passport?
I gotta get mine.
You gotta get it ASAP. We'll build off air about that.
All right. But basically, yeah, everybody, I'm gonna be back on tomorrow. I've been pretty consistent the last couple of weeks. I had some weeks where I missed the middle of the week. But yeah,
I'm gonna strive to come on the mall, but you know that lake show on the mall.
yeah. I might come on a little bit earlier tomorrow. I gotta say, I had what day was that? I came on kind of early, like 11.
11 in the afternoon.
Yeah, I came on mad early one day just to see what
Oh
happened.
wow!
Eastern Standard Time. You know
See,
what I'm
I could be on, but I'm gonna be at my desk. I ain't gonna be able to come on with you, but I could comment and stuff.
saying? No
But
doubt.
I'll be sitting at my desk at my computer.
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? Peace to all the guys, all the earths, you know what I'm saying?
Peace to the gods and earths and all the positive people in the universe.
I'm up to 33% female viewership now, right?
Word?
That's
Yeah.
much peace.
Yeah.
That's much peace.
I do the thing.
We
But
love the earths. We love the earths.
you know what I'm saying?
Because this is like 12.
This is a Hotep channel. You understand what I'm saying? And because I support and respect and protect the black women at such a high level,
That's right.
they appreciate my programming. You know what I'm saying?
Herbs,
So
learn 120 and bomb your man if he don't know his lessons.
peace to all the earths out there. You know what I'm saying?
Bomb your man.
All the the other nations. Oh, look at you, man. Look at God Cyber Divine coming in at the last minute.
God Cyber Divine, peace.
Yeah. We gotta put what did I miss on the hoodie now, man.
Did you have it on the shirt?
Yeah, I think it was on the shirt. It wasn't on the hoodie though, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I got the what's the names too. The collar, the polo type jump offs.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
word?
yeah, I'm about to hit some of those up.
What they embroidered?
Yeah, I gotta see. I probably embroiders a lot of them with the Silverback Society jump off.
What does that mean, God? I seen that on there. What does Silverback Society mean?
Hey.
I mean, it's a society of men.
Society of group.
Society of men for one common cause who
That sound like the Nas Wisdom degree in 1 to 14.
who refuse to be feminized.
Oh, okay. Cool. I respect that. I support that. Everybody's talking about this P Valley show. I refuse to watch it because I saw a little trailer of it and it was the original man with a blonde wig and a mustache. I'm not watching that. Now Cypher.
What you said? You saw what with a mustache?
Everybody is talking about this P Valley show. It's about strippers in Mississippi. So I saw a little trailer, and one of the main stars is an original man with a blonde wig and a big thick mustache. I'm not watching nothing like that, guy.
Yeah, that might be this dude. I used to see him downtown. He used to have like the what you call that hairstyle, like the bob or something like that. With the doobie. He used to have a doobie with a Philly beard.
Nah, this dude got a long blonde wig, looking like Faith Evans with a big mustache, but he a knowledge seed.
He just with a fake mustache too?
No, his mustache real. It's thicker than the gods.
See, I don't watch TV like that. So
I know, Lord. I know.
I already I kind of made my decision that I see what's going on TV right now, man. I stay away from it.
Yeah, they even put an alternative lifestyle scene on Power the other day, man.
Ah, man.
It's alternative lifestyle scene on everything you see. Commercials.
What is mine?
They got Fifth too. There's like
Nah, they ain't get Fifth. They got this other dude though.
Yeah, but it's his show, sir. They got him.
It is his show. Oh yeah, listen. I know people in Hollywood, right?
You want to keep this on the air? You want to spell off the 3 new shows?
Yeah, do the knowledge. I know 3 people in Hollywood that's out there getting money right now, and they say a prerequisite of getting funding is to have some LGBT stuff in your show. If you don't have that in your show, you're not getting funded.
Right.
That's what it is right now. That show, the other show, Lovecraft, people watching on HBO, I ain't watching that either. Same thing. It's like a black cast, and they got that in it. And this show is set in the 1940s, I think, and they still got it in there.
Wow.
So you just got to keep building. That's the only thing we can do is keep building.
That's all we can do.
That's all we can do.
At any rate, tune in tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep building on there. You know what I'm saying? Keep everybody posted. You know, it should be some new merchandise up. You know, the sale on the merchandise is gonna be going on until next week. So check that out too. And in the meantime, in between time.
Can I say one thing before we get off?
Yeah.
Tomorrow's degree in 1 of 40 is Tell Us What and How the Devil Is Made. I say people that know 120 now, the new like 120, what you call it, 120 King?
Mr. 120?
Mr. 120. How does the 30th degree in 1 of 40 coincide with the understanding degree in 1 of 10? Holla back tomorrow. That's all.
All right. So yeah, we'll discuss that tomorrow. We put that on the list of things to discuss for tomorrow. And that's peace, Rakim. And in the meantime, in between time, I'm gonna say peace.
Rakim say you be in Trenton, right?
I rest in Trenton.
Huh?
Get my number from the God and get in tune with me, God. I'm in Trenton right now.
I definitely will. But I was saying the guy Rakim Raz, right? Then he said he be in Trenton, Asbury Park, right?
He might have.
I think he said he was from Asbury Park. He be in Trenton and Piedmont.
So don't come holler at me. I'm here.
All right. So peace everybody.
Peace.